They killed him in silence. A top nuclear scientist, gone. His crime? Allegedly spying for Israel. But this isn't just about espionage. It's about secrets, executions, and a regime tightening its grip, from Tehran's labs to its gallows. Iran is waging a shadow war, not just with the world, but with its own. And now, the noose tightens further. The Islamic Republic of Iran on August 6th executed Rouzbeh Vadi, a prominent nuclear scientist, after convicting him of spying for Israel, a development that has sent shockwaves through both Iranian society and the international community. Vadi had long been associated with the Nuclear Science and Technology Research Institute, an integral part of the Atomic Energy Organization of Iran. Vadi, whose field was reactor engineering, was not just an ordinary researcher. His professional stature extended to international collaborations. Back in 2011, he co-authored a significant paper alongside nuclear experts Abdelhamid Minouchehr and Ahmad Zolfaghari, both of whom were killed in the recent 12-day conflict with Israel. Deaths that underscored the vulnerability of Iran's scientific elite amid escalating regional tensions. The Iranian judiciary accuses Vadi of betraying his country by transferring classified information, especially details related to the slain scientists, to Mossad, Israel's national intelligence agency. The judiciary's authorized media outlet Mizan published an account asserting that Vadi knowingly and deliberately entered into cooperation with Israeli intelligence. In a country where espionage, especially in nuclear circles, is considered one of the gravest offences, this charge carried the ultimate penalty. According to details provided by Iranian officials, Vadi was initially approached and vetted online by an individual known only as Alex, before being handed over to a handler going by the name Kevin. His valuable scientific expertise and privileged access to sensitive information reportedly made him an attractive recruit for foreign intelligence services. Iranian authorities claim that once recruited, Vadi was introduced to one of Mossad's elite divisions and was asked to accept regular monthly payments in cryptocurrency, part of efforts to avoid traditional financial monitoring. The authorities allege that Vadi eventually fell under suspicion after one of his trips to Vienna, prompting Iranian intelligence to place him under close surveillance. His arrest in Tehran soon followed. Prosecutors charged him formally with espionage and intelligence cooperation with Israel in exchange for a specified payment. The criminal proceedings were swift. Vadi was convicted under Article 6 of the Law on Combating Hostile Actions of the Zionist Regime Against Peace and Security, a statute designed for those deemed to have committed extensive crimes against domestic and foreign security and causing serious disruption to public order. After the Supreme Court upheld the ruling, his execution was carried out on the 5th of August 2025. Human rights organizations responded immediately and forcefully. Amnesty International issued a stern condemnation of the rising number of executions in Iran and warned of further imminent deaths if current trends continued. On the same day as Rouzbeh Vadi's execution, Iran's judiciary announced the hanging of Mehdi Asgharzadeh, also known as Abu Khaled, and Hassam. Asgharzadeh was found guilty of plotting terrorist attacks inside Iran as a member of the so-called Islamic State, ISIS. Iran International Quoting Authorities reported that after completing militant training in Syria and Iraq, Asgharzadeh led a 5-man terrorist cell back into Iran. Their plan, according to state media, was to carry out a series of coordinated attacks on crowded religious sites, starting with grenades and following up with suicide bombers in order to inflict maximum casualties. Iranian security forces reportedly discovered the cell's hideout and stormed the house. All remaining members of Asgharzadeh's group were killed during the raid. Asgharzadeh was convicted of corruption on earth, a severe charge in Iran's penal code often leveled against those accused of terrorism or high-profile crimes against the state. The judiciary said his sentence, also encompassing threats to public security through ISIS collaboration, was upheld by the Supreme Court and swiftly carried out. Human rights advocates have since expressed alarm at the surging rate of executions in Iran. The Abdurrahman Boroumand Center, an Iranian human rights organization based in Washington, reported that at least 730 executions have taken place in Iran since January 2025, a figure that includes espionage and terrorism cases as well as a broader crackdown. UN High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Türk renewed his call for a moratorium on the death penalty, stating,
"I condemn the execution of hundreds of people behind closed doors. There must be an immediate moratorium on the death penalty in Iran."
The June conflict with Israel continues to cast a long shadow across Iranian society. Authorities have tightened their grip on perceived dissent. Notably, Hassan Younesi, a prominent lawyer, son of a former intelligence minister and former presidential advisor, revealed he had been banned from social media for 3 months.
"I have been banned from activity on social media for 3 months. Turns out that in addition to spreading falsehoods and propaganda against the sacred system, I am also accused of strengthening the Zionist regime."
Younesi faces accusations of supporting Israel and driving false narratives after publicly warning about suspected Mossad infiltration in Iran. Meanwhile, concern is mounting over the so-called Ekbatan case, named after a Tehran housing complex. 6 men, Milad Aman, Alireza Bormaz-Pornak, Amir Mohammad Khoshegbal, Alireza Kafai, Navid Najaran, and Hossein Namati, faced death sentences for allegedly killing a Basi militia member during the 2022 protests. Defense lawyer Payam Dorfashan, representing one of the men, Hossein Namati, has accused the Supreme Court of ignoring appeals and denying access to both families and legal counsel, declaring,
"Our clients have now reached the legal limit of 2 years in pretrial detention. The law clearly states that pretrial detention cannot exceed 2 years under any circumstances."
Amnesty International has warned that the 6 men are at imminent risk of execution, symbolizing a justice system under increasing strain. Activists, families and lawyers continue to press for transparency and legal protections as executions and repression mount.